All right, my bag hitters. We got a request out of Instagram in my DMs from at Calvin Littlefield. Boy, I appreciate you, man, for jumping in that inbox and getting with your boy in them DMs. And he wanted me to speak on the thoughts of Paulie Malignaggi on him ripping the rematch between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. I thought this one was interesting, which is crazy because normally, and this is just typically, I do not agree with. I rarely, barely ever agree with anything that comes out of Paulie Malignaggi's mouth. But in this case, as he rips the rematch of Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, I agree. I can't not. I gotta keep it all the way a buck. I agree with Paulie Malignaggi. Of course, I got that audio. We're going to give it a listen in a second. Let's go ahead and talk about it. What up, YouTube? Big T.O. Heavy Bad Boxing TV, man. Get your goofy ass in here and hit the bag. Hit that like button for your boy. That helps the channel. You know I appreciate that love. Shout out my gang, man. My bag hitters. Y'all know the count. And big shout out to Calvin Littlefield, man, for bringing this to my attention. Now, Paulie Malignaggi, that's like I think he's Italian. He like the Italian Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Pillow fist, was never known for no power. But nonetheless, a two-way division world champion, so I respect it. I always give these guys their flowers, especially when they deserve it. The boy had some skill. He had a really, really decent skill set, but couldn't crack an egg. But he's always running that mouth. And it's, oh, man, he annoying. God, he's annoying to me, man. And he's got like that Guido type voice, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't knock him, you know what I mean? He's just carving his own lane. And everybody's not gonna like your cup of tea. I'm pretty sure people watching my channel and can't stand to hear me. But this is what he had to say about the rematch, about Terence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence all together. It's two parts. Let's go ahead and give it a listen.
I do want to ask you what your thoughts are on Errol Spence Jr. Activating his rematch clause against Terence Crawford.
For me, I was never crazy about these rematch clauses automatically being imposed in the contract. You kind of get it when the champion gives the challenger a voluntary title shot. We started seeing this probably in the last 30, maybe 35 years. You know, before that, you know, the fights just happened, right? Then, and you can't activate the rematch clause with a mandatory because, you know, the fighter has to get a title shot regardless of whether he's going to give a rematch or not. But now you're starting to see this new trend where guys are signing 2-fight deals, you know? So there's a rematch clause for both guys, you know? And so whether you win or whether you lose, you're going to fight twice and you're just going to basically steal people's money even if the first fight sucks and you don't want to watch it. And for me, you just keep sinking down the same dirty hole.
Word. Listen, I agree. Here's the second part of this clip.
In this particular situation, I really have no interest in the rematch. I don't. The first fight decided it for me. I don't have no cares in the world for the rematch. I don't want to see it. I just don't see anything different. I mean, it was very clear that Terence can hurt Errol. That was what I was more banking on, the fact that Errol fights at a pace and an ex-lightweight like Terence wouldn't be able to hurt Errol and stop that pace. I was wrong. Terence can clearly hurt Errol, and so Errol, for me, I didn't see even an attempt at an adjustment. Errol has to come forward to beat you and mow you down. If he starts going backwards, he's out of ideas. He can't fight going backwards. I don't know what he's going to do in terms of being more deceptive and coming forward that he didn't show us the first time. But that he hasn't showed us his whole career. I mean, Terence is very, very deceptive, and he can hurt you, obviously. Now we've seen it. So I just don't see anything else happening besides the same result.
Now, listen. Like I said, a lot of the times, you know, I don't be paying Paulie Malignaggi ass no mind. But I completely agree with that wholeheartedly, 100%. This is the same thing I'm hearing echoed from so many experts. Like I told y'all before, the only people that really want to see this rematch from Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is the people that's making money and the crazy-ass Errol Spence fans. Like Paulie Malignaggi said, you know, Spence has been fighting the same way his entire fight. Now, whether he was weight drained or not, or if the 7 pounds really made a difference in the last fight or not, he still fought the same style that we're used to him fighting, which I completely believe is tailor-made for Bud Crawford. And how much can you change? How much can you really change between now and a later this year fight? Not much, bro. And he made another great point as far as the 2-fight deals. A lot of the times, like traditionally in boxing, once you see 2 fighters fight the first time and it's a wash, it's a one-sided fight, normally, in pretty much every case, when it's a big disparity between the skill sets, when it's just a lopsided fight, you never see that fight again. But he alludes to the point that these fighters are making these 2-fight deals these days, just like Wilder just told us publicly that him and Anthony Joshua are working on a 2-fight deal, where you get these 2-fight deals and you could get a wash in the first fight. And, of course, a lot of the times when you get those washes, or majority of the times, you don't want to see that fight again. So, I agree wholeheartedly. I think anybody who is saying that, they want to see this fight again, is just, they are in love with, with Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't enough evidence there to warrant to see this fight again. Not enough turnaround time for Errol Spence. And listen, I promise you, it's not going to do the same numbers. You might think because Errol Spence is getting another crack at Terence Crawford that that's going to draw a lot of attention. I promise you it's not, bro. I bet you. Listen to me. This fight will not do the same numbers. You know what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to illegally stream this fight. They're going to, even though they already did it, this fight probably would have sold well over 1 million pay-per-view buys, but it's going to suffer even more because you got people who feel exactly like Paulie do. You know what I mean? I do. It's majority of the real boxing fans who feels the same way, where it just wasn't enough evidence in his fight to want to see it again. It's the people that's hanging on for dear life who just don't want to see their man go out that way that wants to see this rematch. I think most of us are looking forward for Bud Crawford in a Canelo fight or a Charlo fight or even a Tim I think we'll probably rather see him fight anybody at this time than somebody whom he's probably looked the best in his career against, in an Errol Spence Jr., man. That's just how I just believe that's how most of us feel. But hopefully I tapped that on the joint for you, Calvin Littlefield, man. I truly appreciate you jumping in them DMs. And of course, if you want to get with me in them DMs, you want me to touch on something, or somebody said, or whatever the case may be, you let me know in the comment section, man, or get with me in the DMs on Instagram at Heavy Bag Boxing TV. All right, that's all I got for y'all on this one, man. Y'all let me know what you think. Big TL Heavy Bag, I got Unc with me. He got something he want to tell you. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.